Hey, beautiful magic. I probably should have found this before I got on here. Hey, Venus Mother. Feel like my throat is getting sore. I should have went and got a Jamba Juice today. Hey, Amber. Hey, Kay. Hey, Chocolate Bay. Kay, I left you a message. I left you a comment on. I need you to screenshot something for me because look like I'm gonna have to report that Rayad Ali person because he has made another page and is still commenting in the under the community tab. So we're gonna have to figure out a way. I want you to screenshot it and report him also so that we can get rid of him because that's getting a little um it's getting a little sickening at this point. Just irritating more than anything else. Like you don't have anything else to do. I mean, like y'all know that I'm never scared of anybody. I just don't want to I just don't want to deal with that. So the fathers, the fathers, the father and son duo were both arrested and they're held on no bail charges. So they won't be getting out no time soon. Probably until they go to court. I was looking for the article so that I thought I had saved it to my Facebook page, but I guess I didn't. Um I'm just glad that they ended up with a no bail situation because that was one thing that the young man's attorney, was talking about yesterday. Let's see if I can Google it. Okay. Okay. Here's one of the articles. So it says that father and son have been refused bail after they were. That's not the right one. God dog it. Okay. This is CNN. Two men involved in the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbery near Brunswick, Georgia, have been arrested and face murder and aggravated assault charges, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Gregory McMichael and his son, Travis McMichael, were taken into custody Thursday evening. They were booked into the Glenn County Jail. They were denied bail today, which is Friday. The GBI said in a tweet it would hold a news conference Friday at 9 a.m. I didn't see that, to discuss the case. It did not say when the McMichaels would appear in court. The arrests come 2 days after a 36-second video that appears to show the deadly confrontation surfaced online. Jasmine Arbery, which is Ahmaud's sister, told CNN's Chris Como that the family feels a sense of relief over the arrest. It's been a long time. It feels like it's been a long time. So this day was a turning point in recovering my brother's case and getting justice for him. She told CNN she thought the shooting was a hate crime. Arbery was Black and the men involved in the shooting incident are white. Arbery, 25, was jogging in a neighborhood outside of Brunswick on February 23rd. And these men were just arrested yesterday. When Gregory McMichael, a former police officer, and his son chased him down, authorities said. So we all know what happened. I don't want to read the whole thing, but they are being held with no bail, and people have now started a Facebook page. I knew that this was going to happen. White people have started a Facebook page in support of these two murderers that Black people have joined and just in there running amok. Okay. So it's just crazy. I mean, like, y'all really out here supporting these people? Y'all saying, I mean, in the Facebook group, in the little about section of the Facebook group that supports these two men, it says that these men were just trying to protect their community when they chased this young man down and killed him. And today is his birthday. I just, I don't understand. I really don't. I don't understand the level of hatred that people have for other people. I don't understand the level of hatred or the level of mental illness. Like this young man that is harassing me. You could be anybody. You could be the next, you could be the killer. You could be these people relatives for all I know. And you just out here disliking Black people. Maybe you going from every Black female channel that you can find to cause discord and hatred. I don't know you from a can of paint. But you won't be on here tormenting me. That's what you're not going to do. You could be just as crazy as these two people. And when I look at people that do stuff like what he's doing, I assume that you are as crazy as these two people and you are liable to do anything. Because you are coming to my channel every day. He is probably here now. He is coming here every day just to see what I'm saying or to see what I'm doing. And you don't like me. That's the same thing that happened to this Black young man. They didn't like him. They chased him down and killed him. So at this point, I don't trust nobody. You could be a killer. You the next killer. As far as I'm concerned, that's what you are. I don't trust you. And I have asked you to stay away. My moderators have asked you to stay away, but you continue to come here every day. For what? You already said that I'm giving out bad information. So why are you here? You must be crazy. You a killer. Now, so if y'all see him, be careful, because I think he a killer. He probably got people in his basement tied up and everything. You'll never get me. You'll never get me. Crazy ass. So let's continue to lift up this young man's family, his mother, his father, his sisters, everybody in this young man's family. And let's continue to pray that these two murderers will get what they deserve. Because, see, my thing is, and I'm about to be real, y'all about to be mad, okay? So, what I'm going to need you to do right now, before I even get started, is pull your panties down, okay? Because they about to get in a bunch right now. So, just pull them down so that we don't have this problem. Just pull them down now so that they don't, get all bunched up in your butt. Because I'm about to say something that you may not like. So just pull your panties and your drawers down, pull them down now. Don't say I didn't warn you. Now, when I say what I'm going to say, don't let them panties and drawers draw up in your behind and cause you some pain. Because I'm about to be real, and it's going to touch some of y'all spirits. Black people, I'm sick of y'all. Because y'all do a whole lot of talking. But people that do this kind of stuff get to just walk away scot-free. George Zimmerman, he's still walking around. Ain't nothing happened to him. But we be online talking. I'm about that life. I'm about that smoke. We about that life with each other. With each other, we are about that life. Y'all been out here chasing Tracy for over a year. Y'all been fighting with Tracy, Jay Wilson, Sean Bradley. Y'all about that life. Five about that life. But people can do this kind of stuff and get away with it, live their life. They could be all out in their lawn. They ain't got to worry about looking over their back or nothing. You know why? Because we not about that life. Or we only about that life with each other. We ain't about that life with nobody else. We are about that life with each other. I cannot tell you how many friends my sons have lost to violence, to us being about that life with each other. But anytime somebody hurts us or kills us, we turn a blind eye to that. We'll talk about it. We talk a good game. Good. But we're not about that life with nobody but our own people. And that is our downfall. That is what is killing us. Because people look at us and say, well, they don't love each other. So why should we love them? I'm being real as real can get. If we don't love each other, we can't get along with each other. The men don't like, black men don't like black women. Black women don't like black women. Why should white people like us? Or any other race of people? Why should they respect us? Why should they like us? Why should they look at our lives as valuable and we don't value our lives? We disrespect each other. The men treat black women like we dirt, talk about us like a dog. Gay, straight, bi, curious, everything. So why would other people care about us and we don't? We about that life with everybody but the people that don't like us. That's why this stuff continues to happen. And it will continue to happen until we prove to these people that we love ourselves and we love each other, and we will knock your head off if you mess with any of us. They're going to continue to do what they're doing now. This will never stop because we're not together as people. We are so scattered, we're so divided. So they're going to continue to do what they're doing. This is never going to stop because we don't love ourselves. We have Black men saying that Black women are ugly and your hair is nappy, you're this, you're that. So of course the white people gonna look at us and be like, oh yeah, it is. They hella ugly. Y'all don't take care of us. So ain't nobody else gonna take care of us. Why would they? What they gonna take care of us for? Don't nobody love us. We don't love each other. You can pull your panties back up now. Because you know when you get real, that kind of stuff just go all up. You know, you tighten up your butt, you go all up in your butt and make you mad. Panties be all tight. Y'all don't like to. Y'all don't. There's William. What William McCray said. You don't like this kind of teaching. You don't. You don't like this kind of teaching. You don't want to hear that. Look at this. It's 17 people in here. I'm talking about things that, will help you in the long run. It's 17 people here. People basically, the people that come here basically know me. They basically know what I'm going to talk about. It's going to be some learning. This ain't, just the tea. So it's only 16, 15 people here. Because y'all don't want to hear that. But if I was on here cussing and showing my titties or twerking, if I turn this music on right now and start twerking, because don't get it twisted, I got a butt, okay? Don't let this gray hair fool you, okay? I'm out here. Do not let this gray hair fool you. But I'm not going to do that. If I did that, I would have a chat full of people. If I was on here cursing and acting stupid, it would be all kinds of people over here. Because that's what y'all like. But do you know that type of stuff does not feed your spirit? That just builds up the ignorance that you have inside you. That's not going to feed your spirit. So you're not going to get that over here. I'm not going to be on here cussing nobody out. Now, I might say a couple of words if somebody really make me mad, but that ain't my ministry. I ain't here to be cussing people out, and I'm definitely not going to be twerking. Not for y'all, anyway. I'll be twerking for my husband. The marriage bed is undefiled. I can do anything I want to do for him. Right. It's low vibration. It is low vibration. Who is that? Who is NATO? You may have to block them. I'm not in that type of mood today. Okay, so we are going to talk about Marie Laveau. I said we may as well just go on ahead into that since I really didn't get a chance to do a video um, today, a separate video about her today. We are going to talk about um, give whoever that is my email address because I really don't want to um, block them, but I will. Um, Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau is called the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. And the reason why I want to talk specifically about some of the women, the strong women in voodoo, and I do this in Santeria also, is to show you that this religion is not just male dominated. Christianity is, of course, a male dominated religion. Women in Christianity, when you read the Bible, the church was basically founded, the church was founded by men. There were only men elders, men preachers, men deacons. The women, basically kind of like got the communion together and probably cooked the meals and, did all of that kind of stuff. They were not in the forefront of the church. It really wasn't until recently in the Baptist church that women started preaching. Women were even allowed in the pulpit. So in the 80s, in the late 80s. Okay, so I graduated from high school in 82. So I had my first child in 86, I think. Something like that, child. Women still were not preaching at that time. The women were called missionaries. You could be a missionary, but you couldn't preach in the pulpit. So these traditional African religions give you a different feeling when it comes to the feminine energy and the way they looked at women in these pantheons, which is totally different from Christianity. I don't think you will probably ever have a woman pope. Women have always served a certain purpose in the church. And these traditionally African religions and Haitian are different. They show women in the forefront. Women at the beginning, the start of these religions, very powerful women, not weak women, powerful women, women that were not scary. So we have Marie Laveau, who is known as the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. More than anyone else, Marie Laveau put New Orleans voodoo on the map with her powerful magic and infamous ceremonies held in what are now Congo Square, Bayou, St. John, and Lake Pontchartrain. Oral tradition suggests that the occult part of her magic mixed Roman Catholic beliefs and the saints with African spirits and religious concepts. She is believed to have been born in 1794 in a French and Spanish city where the Catholic Church dominated the lives of its citizens. She is celebrated every year on St. John's Eve, the foremost voodoo holiday in New Orleans. St. John's Day corresponds with the summer solstice. The same celebration has taken place for almost 300 years, many of those years in Congo Square, though today the celebrations are much more discreet. There are many legends about Marie Laveau that stem from the folklorists and newspaper reports of her during that day. They are mostly sensationalized accounts of her organistic voodoo parties on Bayou St. John or Lake Pontchartrain. Most of these accounts tend to dismay any real spiritual powers she possessed and instead attribute her skills to cunning as conning as opposed to cunning. One such example is from Anne Rivers Martin Modern Herbal Spell Book. In it, she refers to Marie Laveau in the usual regurgitated manner. To conquer business, it is alleged that Marie Laveau made hoodoo charms to frighten people into coming to her to counteract the spell which she herself had put on the person secretly. Her grigri is made of an image of a person sprinkled with saffron, salt, and gunpowder and wrapped into a piece of black paper. After planting the charm in a victim's home or place of business, she simply waited for them to discover it, to come to her for some help, since her reputation in these matters were well known all over New Orleans. Marie Laveau had a very um, interesting uh, history. Like people from all over wanted to meet her, wanted to see her, wanted her to work for them. So, I mean, there's millions of stories about her. And because it was so long ago in the 1700s, we have no idea of which, stories are correct, which stories are not correct, but she is still extremely famous. I mean, famous to the point where the cemetery that she is buried in is now closed because there's so many tourists that wanted to come there and Mark put an X on her headstone because it has been said that if you put an X on her headstone, she will bring you good luck. So many tourists were, coming there, defacing her headstone that they had to close the cemetery that she is buried in. And I think what they do now is they have tours. You can go with a guided tour. I think you have to pay or whatever now to go into the cemetery where she is, and you have to pay for the guided tour. And that way they can make sure that you're not, putting an X on her tombstone, or at one point people were leaving a lot of offerings, and it was just becoming like litter in um in the cemetery where she is buried. And of course, people wanting to do rituals on her gravesite, and just all of this sensational stuff, to me is extremely disrespectful, because you're not a direct descendant of Marie Laveau. It would be different if you were one of her real blood relatives and you want to, do something in the cemetery around her, but you're not related to this woman. You're just wanting, most people are just vultures. They know about her story. They know how powerful she was. And to this day, they will still go to her gravesite to, you're just a vampire. You're trying to go there to get something from her, which says something about your character as a person if you have to do something like that. Like, I think some people don't even think about what they're doing because they're selfish. You're selfish. You're not thinking about, disrespecting her grave or anything. You're just thinking about what you want. I mean, okay, so TBJ and JB Transport, that's a lot. Said, I heard her daughter was her identical twin, so much so that they thought it was her who didn't age. Who knows? I mean, there are so many rumors and stories about her because I don't think any of her. I'm not really sure if um, any of her descendants, like are still. I've never like really researched her story to see like was her descendant still alive, or how many kids she had. No, like I don't know none of that stuff. I've never researched her story that much, but I know that there is a lot of questions about her, and you have to look at the fact that this she was alive in the 1700s. You know what I mean? And back then, we wasn't taking pictures and, writing things down and writing books and stuff like we are now. So, of course, what would be left behind is probably not much like authentic stuff. I'm saying there's a rumor that she was moved in that grave is of her daughter that took over her practice when she died. Best friend is from New Orleans. Yeah, um there's so many rumors about her. Like you wouldn't know. Like who would be able to know for sure. But I know that I had read an article that that looked good. Mint ginger lemonade. I don't know why I don't turn the TV off because I'm so easily distracted. Um, I know I had read an article that said that the grave site where people think that she's buried in had to be shut down because it was too many people um, coming in there. So some TK said it's been said that she had 13 kids. Well, she may have because y'all know, like back then, in the 1700s, they didn't have no birth control pills for one thing. They was on that. They was on something totally different. So, um, who knows? It says first, is there any truth in the assertion that Marie Laveau would cross someone just to get them to come to her for the uncrossing and thus make money off of them? This is similar to the lore that minimizes her legitimacy and authenticity as a practitioner. She is said to have listened to town gossip while working as a hairdresser and used that information to know what she knew. She is also said to have paid off poor black household servants to get inside information about their wealthy white slave masters to use it to her advantage. Is any of it true? The writings that report the lore of Laveau's conning were written through the eyes of racist white people folklorists, anthropologists, and newspaper reporters, for example, and hoodoo marketeers. This is the stuff that people focus on, and it has become almost gospel because it has been cited and rewritten so many times. Africans and indigenous people have historically been regarded as inferior intellectually and as superstitious, savage, and ignorant. And you can imagine back then how they tried to suppress her. And of course, they would try and take away from her powers. Look at me, little old me, how people come against me just for trying to share information. And I am nowhere near where she was. So, can you imagine how much hatred she received? Because, for one thing, she was doing something outside of the norm. And obviously, she was good at it because so many people knew who she was. So, can you imagine how white people were probably trying to get at her? They were trying to discredit her. They were probably trying to do anything to stop her from, making money, using her gifts to make money. And y'all, black folks, y'all do it too. Y'all quick to discredit somebody, quick to try to stop somebody's hustle. Huh. Well, who are you to charge $60 for a reading? You ain't nobody, but you coming to me though. You're coming to me. Y'all have to stop doing that kind of stuff. Now you'll go out here and pay Beyonce $500, $600 for her ticket, for her to shake her behind for an hour and a half on stage, and you can't take none of that but a memory home with you. But you don't want to pay me $60 to help you spiritually, and you got all kind of problems. Like, you can sit up and tell me all your problems and want me to help you with all your problems, take away from my day, forget your day, forget what you got going on in your life right now. This is what's going on with me. Let me tell you what's going on with me. And after you tell me you don't want to give me a dime, you got me fucked up. Do you hear me? You got me fucked up. If you think that I'm going to sit up and allow you to dump all that trash on me and you ain't going to give me no money, you can't even dump your trash out on the street. You got to pay the city that you live in to come pick up your trash. And you think I'm going to let you dump all that trash on me for free? But that's how we do people, though. That's how we do people. But then, if you see Becky come out here, Becky got her tarot cards. You see Becky online, and all Becky got to do is post up a picture in nature. Oh, you in the comments. How much? How much is a reading? You ain't even gonna come to Becky and think it's free. How much, Becky? How much for a reading? But me, oh, you supposed to be my auntie. I thought you was my auntie. You ain't supposed to charge me. You my auntie. See how we do each other? You think I'm lying? Huh? You think I'm lying? You know I ain't lying. If I was lying, you hang up. Where was I? Okay, it says, then consider what they are saying, ignoring the racist and superior overtones that Laveau gathered information about her demographic. She built business alliances. She marketed her talents. She built her clientele. She was a shameless self promoter, perhaps, and most importantly, she had satisfied customers and got results. Ain't that what you're supposed to do? Aren't you supposed to promote yourself and lift yourself up? Because you sure can't sit around and wait on other people to lift you up. So, honey, they said she was a selfless promoter and she had satisfied customers. She was good at what she did. Not only was she good, she was so good that she is often considered to be the one single person who made a business out of New Orleans voodoo. All of the things she reportedly engaged in during her time were necessary for success in business. If her activities were written in these terms instead of the way they were portrayed in literature, her authenticity as a voodoo queen would not be questioned and her business acumen would be celebrated. That is the problem I have with these types of writings. She may have engaged in some magical manipulation. The folklore certainly supports it, but that doesn't mean she wasn't effective or powerful. In my opinion, she was. Otherwise, she would never have risen to the status of Loa in her own right in the New Orleans voodoo pantheon. Marie Laveau's mother was Indian, and she was believed in Dambala Wedo in the religion straight from Africa. I often wonder if Laveau's Catholicism wasn't in part another of her brilliant business strategies for getting and keeping clients that found her devotion to Catholic saints palatable. Well, it seems like she, had her hand in more than one thing, because there are still some people that honor the saints instead of the Orishas or the Loa because they feel more comfortable with the saints. Now, we all know that there is a saint attached to every, like a Catholic saint attached to the Loas and a Catholic saint attached to the Orishas. And some people feel more comfortable with the Catholic saints than they do um, honoring the Loa or the Orisha. You have to figure out, where you feel more comfortable. And it looks like she was able to use a little bit of everything. Like she knew which ones of her clients was into the Catholic saints and she would use that for them. And then, the Orishas, the Loa, or whatever. But I just believe that Marie Laveau is famous. She is one of the most famous. Her name um, is one of the most famous names in New Orleans voodoo. One of the most famous, especially when it comes to women. Now, there was, my mom said, like the six sisters in um, Louisiana. Now, that was in the 1900s because my mother was born in 1917. And as an adult, like these six sisters in Louisiana, they did voodoo. I think they still have products to this day that are still being sold at Botanicas and different places in Louisiana. They have a very long history also in Louisiana, New Orleans, all of these type of places for, providing mojo bags and spells and, all of this kind of stuff. Like if men were cheating, my mother said, I'm gonna go over here to one of these sisters and, get a bag or, something to throw on your cheating husband. So this kind of stuff been around forever. New Orleans, Louisiana people been using hoodoo and voodoo for a long time. This stuff ain't just started. And a lot of our grandparents and great grandparents and great grandparents either knew somebody that did it, kept it on the under, they did it, they knew somebody that did it, or they did their little stuff. Somebody. Everybody knows somebody that do something. Even my mother. And she was a very religious person. But she knew people in Louisiana, growing up in Louisiana, she knew people that did stuff. TK said a lot of the hoodoo products that are sold in New Orleans are made from white people now. You have to know someone to get in contact with a black person. Yeah, that's because a lot of the black people, we have went through our Christian phase and we're just not as out in the open as white people. To me, a lot of the white people are out in the open because they really don't have as much respect for it as we do. And it is mostly a business thing for them, especially in New Orleans. A lot of people have used that for their business. Like I had a friend of mine who went to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and I had told him to, bring me a voodoo doll from, I wanted one from New Orleans. And when he got down there, he was like, "It's so many voodoo dolls out here, child. I'm just gonna get you one." He was like, it was so many, stands that had like just but that's just play stuff. That's just like buying a keychain. You know what I mean? And that I think is what a lot of white people do because they know it will sell. They know that New Orleans is a tourist trap, just like San Francisco. People come to San Francisco for the sour bread and seafood. And when you come to San Francisco, you're going to get the keychains, the bells, the whistles, and all that kind of stuff. So that's how New Orleans is. That my Phoenix? Is that Phoenix? Phoenix? Is that my Phoenix? Phoenix? You been gone, girl. Where you been? We was talking about you the other night. Phoenix said, I'm not going to no pale person for hoodoo related anything. Neither am I. I'm sure not. That's what I'm not going to do. Yeah, it's whitewashed, it's mass produced, and it's it's souvenirs for them. A lot of them are just selling stuff as souvenirs. It has nothing, no meaning or anything behind it. But that wouldn't be my thing either. Where you been, Phoenix? We didn't miss you, girl. We miss you. We miss you. Hey, Bruhan Biker. Yeah, I mean, I believe there are a lot of people among us that do a lot of spells. In the book of 5,000 Spells, they have Marie Laveau water and oil recipes. It may be, I'm going to have to look through here. It may be one, it may be some in here because I know that the Denise Alvarez um, really does like Marie Laveau. And believe me, y'all, I didn't have this book. I don't know how long I've had this book, but I still, it's so much information in this book that I have not been through the whole book. But I am going to look in here and see if they do have any of her particular spells. And if they do, I'm going to um, let you guys know and post those on the, I'm not going to post them on the community thing. I'm going to post them for the members. So if I do find anything that is in there specifically for, what do you want? You got to wait till Daddy come out, okay? Daddy in there sleeping, then you'll go outside. You gonna go in a minute. Go here. Go in here. Go in there. I'm gonna take you out in a minute. Go. Um, if I find anything specifically for her, then I will post it for the members. What is that? I took a break and then the world started falling apart and I started a new contract a couple of weeks ago. Oh, okay. Well, we were wondering. We were just talking about you. You see how that happens? Like we speak about people and y'all pop up. Because I was worried. I was like, um, Phoenix hasn't been here. I hope she's okay. You're about to make a waffle. Okay. The hardcover one is 31 plus dollars. Five, what is that the name of it? 5,000 spells? Who is it by? Gizmo. Who is it by? Because I'm seeing a whole bunch of books that says 5,000 spells. Is it by Marie Laveau? Because this is the Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells. Yeah, you should have emailed me. If you're going to just drop off the face of the earth like that, you need to email me and at least let me know that you're okay. Is it this one? The Element Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells? Okay, yeah, okay. I have one. It doesn't have 5,000 spells. It's in a garage. I'm going to pull it out so you guys can see it. The one that I got from Barnes and Nobles that I showed you guys not too long ago. I was really hoping that Barnes and Nobles would be open today because um the governor said that stuff was supposed to be opening back up today and it wasn't. We drove by there and it wasn't open yet. Cause y'all know I like to, yeah, girl. If you gonna disappear like that, you need to let us know because we were talking about you the other day. Yeah, because New York got the most. Y'all still got a whole lot of cases. Y'all still got a lot going on. I mean, I'm not going to say that California don't have no cases, but we don't have as many. Come out of there, please. That he not calling you. California don't have as many cases as New York, so I'm hoping. What Coven you about to watch? Because I need something interesting to watch. I need to watch. Is it American Horror Story? I need to watch something. Oh, y'all. Um, so Ray J and Princess are getting a divorce. Brandy's brother, Ray J, and Princess are getting a divorce. And I said, look at Ray J and his little Shango, his little trying to be Shango self. Ray J, his energy is so interesting. Ray J didn't seem to be as aggressive until he started making all this money. I'm telling you, money will change a man. He will go from just loving you to loving as many women as he can when that money gets plentiful. So Ray J's businesses started to prosper. Um, was that necessary? He was selling these scooters, and then he had some kind of like headphones, like Beats by Dre, and they really took off. And once that money started flowing in, that his whole energy towards his wife started to change. That Shango energy rose up in him, and he just started acting a complete fool. Okay, to the point where she had to let him go. And I knew it was coming. When they started having problems, I was like, look at Sean go. Look at him. Look at him. You can see him. You can see him. You can see that energy rising up in a guy. That Shango energy is so strong. Is that sexual energy that's not hidden, and it's hard to control. When you get that, when you run up on a Shango man, you got to be willing to put up a fight. Either you're gonna put up a fight or you're gonna let him go, because he's gonna be hard to control. When those lightning urges strike, he's gonna be hard to control. You ain't gonna be able to control him. Either you're gonna deal with that energy, or you just gonna be like, you know what? Just throw your hands up and let him go on about his business until he get his mind right. I was too, but I knew it was coming. I saw this brewing last year when he left her in the hotel when she was pregnant. I said, "Oh, that marriage is over." I knew then. When you get to the point that you don't even care about your wife when she pregnant and about to have a baby, you gone. And I'm not saying that he don't love her. He probably do love her. But he can't control that energy. That's where, when you are crowned these Orishas, the Orisha will come in and help you. Your godparents will come in and help you control some of that energy. That's why you need to be up under your godparents, up under a spiritual leader, someone to help you and guide you and keep you, you know, on a somewhat even keel. This is why we had elders and medicine people and shaman and priests and stuff in every village to keep these men somewhat together, to help them harness that energy. Because if they don't, they go off in a bad direction. And then to help women know how to deal with these men. If we had been in our villages and stuff, everyone would know who they were. Oh, that's Shango. Okay, I know how to handle you. Up, there go old Shun. You would know. We would wear the markings of our Orisha. Our names would represent our tribes, our Orishas. That makes us different. That makes a huge difference. Now we are carrying the name of our oppressor. My last name was Williams. There was a huge Williams plantation. We have the names of our oppressors. We don't even have the names of the Orishas or of our tribe, of our leaders. And we act accordingly. We hold the names of our oppressors and we act just like them. Think about that. Yeah, had a whole pregnant wife and left her in a hotel room, basically, with no money. Didn't she say he took the money too? Who paying $220 for a reading? Yeah, he's really over the top. But he is. He's living the life that he feels is right for him because he doesn't have any direction. So he is. He's living the life that's right for him in the moment. He doesn't have anyone to direct him. So what else can he do? He left her in Vegas, which is not a safe place to be a woman alone. I feel more of a trickster energy from Ray J than Shango. No, I don't. That's not trickster. And Ray J's thing is it's not playing games. Ray J is about entertaining other women. He's a cheater, not a trickster. That's sexual energy. He thinks because Ray J ain't that big, but he feels like he is the man because of his money now and his influence, and he's living this lavish life. That's totally Shango. I can get any woman I want because I'm rich. I'm rich, bitch. That's Shango. That's not tricking. That's sexual, masculine energy. He ain't tricking her. She know what he doing. She knows he's cheating. So that's not trickster energy. That's sexual, masculine. I'm the shit. I'm a dude. That's Shango. That's him to a T. I look good. Women want me. You ain't the only woman that want me. I'll leave you here and get me another woman. Because there's all kind of women out here that want me. That's Sean Go. That's how he did her. I'll leave you right here, right now, and go get me another woman. Oh, as a matter of fact, they upstairs. Let me go on upstairs with them. That's Sean Go. Yeah, the Playboy. Out here living a lavish life at hotels, living it up, drinking champagne, having women coming in, strippers, big booty, big titties. That's Shango all the way. But you have a beautiful woman. Yes, she is. She's so beautiful. She beautiful. Go on and sit your big, beautiful, pregnant self down over there in the corner. I come back and get you when the big booty, big titty girls go home. As a matter of fact, you go home. Go get it. Go on, get it away from me, girl. You getting on my nerves. Go on. Your pregnant self. That's Shango. Princess was with Floyd Mayweather before him. Mm. Which guy from Black Ink? And you know, I stopped watching Black Ink. They got on my nerves. I couldn't deal with them. So I let that go. But which one now? Because I'm nosy. Where's people paying $220 for a reading at? Is what I want to know. Did you answer that, Lady K? Did you answer that question? Hey, Casey. Did I say hi? Natasha said Ray J has always been stank and a fool. Not it. Hold on, y'all. Let me let this boy. Don't look at my booty, okay? Let me let Gizmo use the bathroom before he make me mad. Don't look at my booty. You gotta go this way. Go this way. Come on. And you go out and come right back. Oh, it's nice out here. Come back here. I'm not playing with you. See, you play too much. You didn't want to go out there and pee. You just trying to go out there and see what the dog next door is doing. Oh Lord, what StreamYard said? Oh, I don't know. Oh. Sit down, child. Hi, Zenobia. Ever since he was with Kim Kardashian, Ray J became a jerk. I don't think so. I think he became a jerk when he got all this extra money. Because, he wasn't, or maybe I just don't really keep up with people like that, though. Like, I wasn't really seeing him in the media as much. I mean, I know he already had some money, but after these latest business ventures took off, then of course he had more money. And that to me was when I started to notice that he was acting out. But I mean, I'm glad that she filed. Hi, blessed goddess. I'm glad that she filed for a divorce. She should have. Oh, Phoenix said, "Congrats on your new home." This ain't ours, sweet. I wish it was, girl. But this is not ours. We're still looking. She said, oh, TK said, or when he became Whitney's drug boy. But it's mighty funny though that um Whitney was, continuously doing drugs, but it didn't seem like it really affected Ray J. I don't think he was doing hard drugs like Whitney was. He's still alive. So there had to be, some type of difference between, I mean, just like Bobby Brown. Bobby's still alive. So something had to be different between them. I don't think he was her drug boy. I really don't. I think Whitney had other people helping to supply her with her drugs. I just don't think it was him. Well, why would she pay him though? For what? Paying him for what? Yeah, she did. I mean, and it wasn't that she fell through the cracks because the people closest to her knew what she was doing. They knew. Like her girlfriend knew. I'm pretty sure Ray J knew. Bobby knew. They all knew what she was doing. And no one would get her get her the help that she really needed. Because she was the one to turn them on to drugs. Bobby, remember, it's always most of the time a female that get the dude hooked on drugs. Bobby has said this before. It's not all. Where you get that from? Where you get that from? That it's the women that hooks dudes onto drugs. Usually it's the guys that are smoking weed and everything. Marijuana is usually a gateway drug. Usually guys smoke weed, get the girls hooked onto that. Someone had to have introduced Whitney to cocaine. She didn't come into this world knowing how to do it. And she came from a very religious background. So who do you think introduced her to it? That's a ugly blanket statement to say that most of the time a female, it's all okay. Let me read the whole thing. Because she was the one to turn them on to the drugs. Bobby, remember, it's always most of the time a female that get the dudes hooked on drugs. Bobby said this before. You can't do that here. I'm not going to let you do that. Now, try something else. That I'm not going to let you do. That's a blanket statement that I'm not going to allow you to say. That's like saying all black women are aggressive. All black women are fat. All black women stink. No, you're not going to just put a blanket statement out like that. It's the women that get men hooked on drugs. No, it's not. No, it's not. I have worked with people in substance abuse, and I actually have never ever worked with a man that said, "Oh yeah, it was a woman that got me to smoking crack." Usually, if it's a man and a woman and he has a girlfriend, it's normally the man that starts the woman to smoking crack or doing hard drugs. because you have to think someone got Whitney into this. Maybe Whitney was already doing it by the time she got with Bobby Brown, but someone had to have introduced her to it. Where'd she get it from? Well, that's you. It's yeah, it is. It's the word. It's the way that the statement is worded. It's a very negative. The way you worded it was extremely negative towards women, and I'm sorry. I just can't allow. I'm not going to allow. I don't like when people just throw blanket statements out like that about women. I'm sorry, you can't do that here. Yeah, I mean, women in all situations have a tendency to attempt to build up a man more sometimes than I think a lot of them should do. So I'm not going to, you know, you can have whatever your opinion is about the situation. I'm not saying that you can't have your opinion, but just, be conscious as to what type of blanket statements you say about women on this channel because I'm always going to challenge you because women, we get kicked in the butt enough. We get blamed for everything, and I don't like it, and I don't, I don't like to hear it, and I ain't gonna agree with it. So you might as well not do it. Okay. All right. Well, good night. But anyway, we weren't even talking about her. Like the situation shouldn't have even went in that direction. Like we were talking about Playboy's Playboy Playboy Exardi? Playboy Zardy? I know I just messed that up. Said the music industry. You're probably saying that the music industry probably assisted in her, you know, starting to use drugs. And it's no telling how. But I mean, that would make sense because they do say, at a lot of these industry parties, there is drugs floating around. And, some people are easily addicted, and crack is, or cocaine is a very addictive um, substance. So, yeah, I can see her um, getting hooked like that because they have said that those parties there was always a lot of drugs around and anybody can get them. Not all male addicts are hooked by women, but in this case I think both Bobby and Whitney said she was doing drugs before him, right? I agree with that statement. I think they did. I think he did say that she was already doing things before they met, but it didn't seem to me that Bobby got hooked. Was he hooked too? Because if he did, he got clean. And don't look like Ray J got hooked. And it don't look like the woman that what's the woman's name that eventually came out and said that Whitney was gay because they weren't in a long term relationship and it doesn't look like she was hooked. And if she was, if any of these people were, look like they got off, they were able to get off, like their situation didn't end up like Whitney's, which was just extremely horrible. And then it, not only her, But then for her daughter to um, suffer just about the same exact fate as her mother. So Phoenix said, "Yeah, I think he started coke um, after her." Yeah. Did he lose weight? Because I haven't seen him in a while. So did he lose weight? Because the last time I saw him, he was um, really chubby. So has he lost any weight? But I mean, their situation, um, Whitney and her daughter both was just really, really tragic. Really tragic. I mean, just really painful to um, watch that happen to Whitney. And then, you know, a couple of years later to watch it happen to her daughter. It was really sad to watch. Oh, really? Oh, so he ain't lost weight yet. Well, that weight, I mean, he's what, 50 now? Has he turned 50? After you turn 50, it's not as easy to um, get that weight off. Even some, younger people, it's not um, easy to get that weight off. He looked bloated, like he drank a lot in years past. I think he did. I think he did drink a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's karma because I don't think Bobby forced, I don't know what you mean by karma. I don't think weight gain is karma, if that's what you're saying. I don't think that's karma. He just fat. Like, we don't, does he have diabetes or, is there something wrong? Didn't he say he had diabetes? I'm not really sure. I'll be confusing all these people. Um, oh, he did lose weight. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, that's Gizmo down there. Keep hitting the computer table and everything because he hears somebody in the kitchen and he thinks that's Babe and he can't go out there and see. So he mad. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you grieve though? You lost your baby's mother, even though they were not together, and Bobby um, had went on to remarry and have other kids. That's still the mother of his child, and then to lose your child. So yeah, um, it makes sense for him to be grieving. I thought I read somewhere where it said he had diabetes. I'm not really sure. I could be wrong. But I thought he said he did. And that was why he was trying to lose weight. I think so. I'm not positive. And I don't feel like looking it up. Okay, did you say yes he has in regards to yes he has lost weight or yes he has diabetes? He he was on a CPAP and I believe he's diabetic. Oh, okay. Okay. And he's probably on a CPAP because of his weight. Probably if he loses weight, he probably won't have to um, do the CPAP. Bobby seemed swept up by Whitney and seemed like he still loved her. than to lose his daughter. Yeah, I really do believe that he loved her. I really do. I really believe that um of course, when he first got with her, it was probably just a challenge because he was new in the industry and she was big, and to be able to date someone like Whitney Houston was probably a notch on his belt. But I really feel like they both loved each other. They just both had their issues that they couldn't get around. But is there are always going to be enablers when people have money. I mean, it's the same situation just like Prince. People around Prince knew what he was doing. They knew he was taking those pills, and they knew he was taking too many, and they were still giving them to him and going out and getting them for him and taking him to get them and all of that stuff. So rich people will always have yes men around them and have enablers around them because they want to be around them. Who wants to get fired as Prince's right hand man? No. You want to fly on these jets and go to these places and hang out at Paisley Park. You want to be able to do those type of things, and the only way that you can do those type of things is to give the artist what they want. And of course, if he want pills, I'm gonna go get him some pills. That was just like Elvis Presley. His situation was the same exact way. He was addicted to wasn't he addicted to pills too? And everybody knew it. He had a personal physician, just like Michael Jackson. They all knew he had an addiction, and they just were not watching him close enough. In that particular time, he took too much. Elvis Presley was the same way. We lost Elvis, we lost Michael, we lost Prince, we lost Whitney, all behind the same thing. And other musicians, all of them behind either um, drug overdoses, pills, alcohol, heroin, something. And they had all kind of people around them, and nobody could stop them from doing it. No one thought, oh, this is a bad idea. Maybe you need to get some help. Because the situation with Prince, he had overdosed the week before he died. But they were able to get him some Narcan or something that the plane landed, and they were able to get him some Narcan or something to bring him back that time. But this last time, that was it. There wasn't nobody there. They didn't know, and he was gone. So that's the sad thing about it is drug addiction is real. And when you get an influx of money and you can afford the your drug of choice, and you have somebody that will go get it for you, you don't even have to leave your house. They gonna go get it. That's a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for disaster. Oh, he went on an organic diet because the last time I saw him, child, he was barbecuing, and I was like, "That's why you fat. You can't be eating all that meat and stuff if you trying to lose weight." Yeah, I mean, they were all beautiful. You know, they were all beautiful people. It's just the fact that the drugs, you know, took them out. How long we been on here? An hour. I'm finna go, y'all. I'm ready for Jill Scott versus. Oh, it's tomorrow. Is it free? Is it free? Because I thought I read somewhere where it was you got to pay for it. If it's free, I'll watch it. But I'm not gonna be paying for it. And it's not on Instagram, right? Where is it? I know somebody gonna probably put it. Somebody probably gonna put it on YouTube because they be putting all them things on YouTube. Okay, good night, Natasha. So where is it? Where is it gonna be, Venus? Instagram? Is it? I thought they said theirs wasn't gonna be on Instagram. Oh, she said she'll tag me. Okay. Phoenix, you on Instagram too? Well, tag me in it, and then I'll post it on the community thing. If you tag me in it, Venus Mama, I'll screenshot it and post it on the community thing so we can all watch it, and then we can sit back and talk about it. I don't know if I'm coming in tomorrow or not, y'all. Thanks for giving us a talk tonight in wisdom. Thank you for coming. Um, I'm not sure if I'll be here tomorrow. Well, I don't know. I may do something tomorrow because I think tomorrow I'm going to work on my trailer video. I'm trying to do a trailer video for the channel, and my husband has a really good idea, and so he's said that he's going to edit it for me. Yeah, we really should already be following each other. Oh, we follow each other? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I posted on the community tab and in my stories on Instagram. Okay. Thank you guys for showing up today and keeping me company. And hey, do your own research on Marie Laveau and get your own information. If you find out something that's really interesting, make sure that you know, come in and share it with the group. And I think that's it. I will be finding some other female Loa and Orisha to talk about because you know I am into empowering and uplifting and showing us that there are some badass women in this world and we gonna be out here being black girl magic or Mexican girl magic or white girl magic or whatever girl you are, you gonna be magic. Okay. So I will see you guys later. If not tomorrow, the next day. I love you guys. And I will talk. You wanna say bye? You ain't gonna say bye? He licked his lips. So I guess that means bye. I'll see you guys later. I love you. Bye.